Hello and welcome back to another video, and today, as you can see, we're back here on MotoGP 23, finally back on MotoGP 23 I probably should say, because it's been quite a while since I have done a video on this game. But today, as you'll have seen by the title and thumbnail, we're having a look at the Moto2 2024 mod. Now, before we do get into it, I do want to say none of the liveries have been updated, because I know it's very late coming out. Usually I would have released it months ago, but to be honest, it's just somehow taken me so long. I don't know why it's taken me so much longer this year, but it has for some reason. So it's actually still the 2023 livery, so I do apologise for that. But to be honest, I'm not going to get the liveries done in time if I try to do them, because MotoGP 24 comes out so soon. So that's kind of thrown me off a little bit as well, because the game is coming out a couple months earlier than I expected that it would. But anyway, we will head straight into the Moto2 class and start having a look. So first of all, obviously, every bike has had some sort of change, because I've had to replace all the Dunlop logos in the game with Pirelli logos. And yes, that is part of the reason why it's taken so long, because there is a lot of them. I mean, sponsor boards on the track and stuff, I've not replaced those, but for all the teams, I think I've got every Dunlop logo off of every suit, every mechanic, every umbrella girl, everything. I've had to go through and remove it off of everything. Even the Dunlop tyre guy in the pits is now a Pirelli tyre guy. I will show you that as we get down, but I'll just quickly go through the list of riders, because obviously everybody knows who they all are now, because there's actually been races before I've recorded these videos, and that's the first time that's ever happened, like ever, because usually the mod is done months ago. So obviously Arbolino, we've got Philip Salach alongside him in Mark VDS, then we've got Fermin Aldeguer and Alonso Lopez on the two speed-up bikes, so no change with those two there. Then we've got Jake Dixon and Izan Guevara. Still got the Gas livery, because they have changed the team colour and the team logo and name and stuff, if you know, just so that it sort of fits with real life, and if anyone wants to do a livery for it, everything else is already done. That's kind of sort of what I'm trying to do now, because I know I'm so far behind, but if people want to make liveries for it after the new games come out or whatever, I'm leaving the foundations there for it to be done. So that's the Gas team, but I guess, you know, the CF Moto team now. Then we've got the Fantic team, so another rider transfer here, Aaron Canet, so the number 44 on the front of the Fantic racing bike. Obviously, finally getting his first win at the Portuguese Grand Prix. Then we've got his teammate Xavi Cardaluz as well, making his return to Moto2. Then we've got Somkiat Chantra staying on at the Honda Team Asia team, now obviously becoming the team leader. And Mario Aggi being promoted from Moto3 up to Moto2. You can see again, Pirelli logos on the bike. Some of them do look a little bit dodgy, but I have put the Pirelli logos where the Dunlop logos were in game, so that's why some of them look a little bit strange, because I've just tried to match the livery that already exists. And of course the 34 on the front of Mario Aggi's bike. Then for Grassini, an all new lineup with Manu Gonzalez and Albert Arenas. So if you have a look at Gonzalez first, obviously the number 18 on the front of that bike. Then Arenas, the number 75 on the front. You can see they've both got Spiddy leathers, so that made the job a little bit easier. Well, it kind of did in a way. I didn't have a Spiddy template, so I had to make one specifically for this class. It's another reason why it took a little bit of time. Then on to the newest team in Moto2, the MT Helmets team, based off of their livery from Moto3 last year. It's not the best, I'm not going to lie. I tried quite hard on it, but it's I'm not that keen on it, to be honest. It's not one of those ones I look at it and think, yeah, I did a really good job with that one. Yeah, it is a little bit dodgy looking, but it does the job. It does the job, to be fair. And it obviously gives them the correct model and stuff like that, which is probably the more important part. That's Iagora with half sort of done leathers there. He's got the old fake Alpine stars with them removed, because I just did not have time to obviously make a full suit template for that suit brand that he uses. Then Sergio Garcia, his teammate, obviously the number 3 on the other Bosco, well, not the other Bosco Scuro, but the other MT Helmets Bosco Scuro, should I say. So that was replacing the Pons team. Up next then, the championship winners from last year, the IO team, and they've got Celestino Vietti. Obviously, minor changes really that had to go on here. Again, just Pirelli logos. Obviously, I actually did make a new Day and Easy suit, because the one that's in the base game is pretty bad. And then we've got Dennis Onchu on the other side of the garage. Obviously, everything works for him perfectly, because he was already an IO rider in Moto3, so pretty much just ported everything across. Next up then, we've got American Racing, and Joe Roberts finally returns to the fold. Again, Spiddy leathers, so again, making that template came in handy. And you can see the number 16 on the front doesn't really show up super well, to be honest. I preferred his other font, actually, on the American Racing bike. I kind of hoped he'd go back to it, but he's still sticking with that number 16. And then Marcos Ramirez as well, his teammate, the number 24, back to American Racing as well. So a lineup that have both been there before, both making their returns to the team, although I suppose Ramirez did quite a bit of last season with them as well. Obviously also done his helmet, sort of ported it from Was it MotoGP 22, MotoGP 21? I can't remember which game it was, but the one where he was on the American Racing bike before. Then we've got the RW Racing team. Not going to spend too much time on them because, again, it's only Pirelli logos that have been changed on there. Then we've got the Mastercamp team. So again, like I said, this is probably one of the most notable ones, like the Gas one, with the livery being obviously quite different this year. But Jeremy Alcoba on one bike, and then on the other bike, we've got Ayumu Sasaki stepping up from Moto3 with that new number 22 on the front. Next up then, we've got the Italtrans team, and Dennis Foggia staying on there, so no changes here. But there's Diogo Moreira, because I know some of you guys have been asking me for ages, when is the Moreira video coming? And that video is finally coming today. Here is Diogo Moreira in the Italtrans team in Moto2. So it'll be interesting to see how he gets on this season. Obviously, his start to the season's not been anything stellar, but it's always pretty tricky as a rookie, so we'll have to see how he develops through the rest of the season. Next up then, we have got the Intel GP team. So Darren Binder, again, pretty much the same, just got Pirelli logos. And then we've got Senna Aegis finally making his full-time debut in the Moto2 class instead of just being a stand-in rider like he has been previously. Next up then, we've got the formerly the SAG team, but actually called Gas Up now. So you can see, again, I've changed the team name. I've actually done the team names and the team colours for every team in Moto2 as well, and the rider pictures and all that kind of stuff. Everything that I can take from this year, I have tried to do. But you can see, obviously, no change here with Bo Ben Schneider. And then on the other side of the garage, we have got Jaume Masia, the reigning Moto3 champion, making his debut in Moto2. And finally then, we've got the forward team. Alex Escreech staying put with that team, and coming alongside him is Xavi Artigas, again also moving up from Moto3. Another one of the liveries that's quite different because, of course, the bike is actually like a turquoisey colour in real life, whereas obviously it's still red in the game because I've not actually updated the livery. So there you go, that is all of the official riders. Try to go through them a little bit quicker than I do in the MotoGP class generally because there's just too many riders and it'll take too long otherwise. Do just want to quickly show off that I have actually removed all of the Dunlop logos on these custom teams. I'm not going to go through every single livery, but trust me, I have. So again, that took quite a long time, especially with the suits, because there's so many textures for the custom team. There's the mask, there's the actual livery, then there's the colours, and so there's like 3 textures for every texture, if that makes sense. So it's a bit of a pain because you kind of have to do the same thing 3 times, which is not super fun, it must be said. But I think what I'm going to do now then is head down to the track. I think we're going to do a race at Austin on the Moto2 bike. Probably going to go as Diogo Moreira because, again, you guys have been asking for that for a long time. So without any further ado, we'll head down to the grid and I'll see you there. So here we are then, down on the grid. We've got Fermin Aldeguer in second position. So I have gone through and tried to do some relative performance tweaking to sort of match to real life a little bit. Obviously, it's a little bit off because we've only had 2 rounds, and of course, obviously in that time, there's been a bit of up and down with the Pirelli tyres. Actually, do probably want to show you the Pirelli tyres a little bit when we actually start the racing. I might go to photo mode and show you them a little bit closer up because you can't actually see them, obviously, in the showroom super well. Obviously, you can see that the SC whatever logo is on there, but I'll actually show you. In fact, I'm actually going to go with a different tyre compound on the front versus the rear, so you'll actually get to see a couple of different compounds. Now, they don't map one-to-one to what they have in real life because of limitations of the game, actually, because I couldn't specify a different tyre texture for a soft front versus a soft rear. There was only, well, actually in the game, there was actually only Moto2 tyre. There was only one. There actually isn't a different tyre between soft and medium or hard in the Moto2 class, but I managed to add that at least. But I couldn't add specifically for a front, not specifically for a rear, so not quite got that how I wanted, but that is obviously the best I could manage with the limitations of the game, unfortunately. But we'll get this race started then. I have turned the AI difficulty down a little bit for this race, just so maybe I can try and cut through the pack a little bit, because I also haven't played the game for quite a while. I mean, I say I turned it down, it's on 100, so it's still pretty high. But I don't remember exactly how good they are at this track. I think they're okay. I don't think they're amazing. And I just thought I'd show you off this little grid sequence as well, so you can see all the riders with their team colours and their new team pictures. So here we are then at the back of the grid. Can we get a good start as Diogo? The lights are on. Wait for them to get here then at Austin. Lights out. And away we go. And it's been not a good start, to be honest. Not a good start at all. The AI have had a much better start, which is strange, because usually you get a much better start than AI, although I've just dived at least other half of them, so maybe 100 was a bit too low. Oh, it wasn't stopping at the end there, though. It was not stopping at all. I think this is where I will pause just to show off the tyres, whilst I still can. Yes, they're not overly spinning, so we'll just get up close. I mean, I'm not going to show them off too much because, to be honest, they are literally just the tyres from the SBK game, pretty much. We've got an SC1 on the front, And I think it's an SC0 that we've got on the rear. You can't quite see it under the swing arm there. Yeah, SC0. You can see Diablo, Pirelli. So we have got the full Pirelli stuff. And like I said, I will show you when we get into the... we'll go into the pits maybe at the end of the video and just show you off the fact that the Pirelli tyre guys are now there. Or maybe I won't do that because I guess it's only a guy in a t-shirt. But either way, we've had a... Well, okay, that was a corner cut. Might drop back and let those guys back through because that was a pretty big misjudgment from me there. Turned a bit too early. But we're right behind Albert Arenas, so we've got to 12th place. So considering I've not played the game for a while, not a bad start, although the AI just braked so early for turn 1. I don't know what they were doing at all. There we are, then we're looking for a move. Can we try and find our way past Albert Arenas? Not this time, actually. Arenas keeps positioned a bit of a wheelie, though. Through the uphill left, down through turn 10. Down towards turn 11. Can we try past Chele and Agora and the inside of Alcoba and Baltus and Dixon as well? Oh, okay. Maybe I have got the difficulty a bit too low, but I didn't realise that they'd be this slow on 100%. Especially because in my head, the AI are actually quite good in this game. I mean, I remember... actually, they were quite bad here, weren't they, in career mode? I think it rained in the race, didn't it? But I remember in my practice, they were quite bad. But even still, we're up to P5 now. Close up to Tony Arbolino. It's going to be P4 pretty shortly as well. So there we go, up into P4. Although Arbolino's come back through, to be fair to him. So Tony Arbolino retakes that P4 from us. And you can see with the performance, we've got Aldeguer leading, Canet second, Lopez third. Those are the 3 riders that I've got as the best riders in the class. So it won't be always that order. Whoa, that should have been a crash because we had contact with Arbolino then. The front definitely went. And here we go through turn 17. What can we do? Can we try and find our way past Tony Arbolino? So we brake for the penultimate turn of the race. Through turn 19, down towards the last corner. We've passed Arbolino actually, he's rolled off, although I've braked. Where am I going? Where am I going? Somehow we almost kept the position to Arbolino there, by the way. I know we're using Power Mode 3, but even still, that was a little bit ridiculous. But up to P5 then at the end of that first lap, so pretty decent first lap for Moreira here at the United States GP, or actually it's the America's GP, isn't it? It's not actually the US GP specifically, which is, I always find a bit weird, because I know it's the circuit of the Americas, so I guess it's supposed to be like the Grand Prix in North America, but just, I always find it a little bit weird that it's called the America's GP rather than just the US GP, and that's 2 Trial Limits Warners now, so just seems like these Moto2 bikes, they just attract it for me, for some reason, and we've got Arbolino ramming us out of the way as well, so fantastic stuff. Here we got the inside of Arbolino once again into turn 11. We've about pulled it down. I'm really struggling with the brakes. I've not played the GP game for a while. We've played a lot of GP bikes. It just feels so different to that game. There's no feedback whatsoever once you jump on the brakes. The bike just kind of slows down, but you just start to go a bit straight. But I must say, those 3 guys in front, they really are starting to check out, aren't they? So I think I've probably lost the opportunity to get a podium. But I think we can fight Tony for 4th. We can probably beat him. I think we can beat him because I've made a lot of mistakes. And he's still behind us for now. If we can try and nail this last sector, I think we have got a chance as Arbolino comes back up the inside once again. So Tony's back through. Can we try and get back up the inside of him? That was a bit aggressive, wasn't it, guys? So there we are, up into P4 once again. I got a bit excited with that one. I just thought that was quite a clean little move. It was quite an aggressive pass. Oh, a bit of contact with Arbolino. So it's about the most fun I've had with the AI, although the AI aren't actually that bad in this game. They're just a bit stupid. They're actually quite fast. Even with the difficulty to turn down a touch here. So here we are then, about to start the final lap of the race. What is the gap in front? 2.4 seconds. We're not bringing that back. So it is going to be 4th place at best here against Tony Arbolino as Diogo Moreira. But to be fair, I think Moreira will take a P4 this weekend, or next weekend. It is next weekend, isn't it? Yep, and I've completely blown turn 1, so do apologise. Again, the brakes are just so alien. They just feel so strange. I don't know how I used to be able to actually... Well, it's one of those things. Enough laps and I'll get used to it. If I did a full practice session here, I'd have it nailed by the end. But just jumping on the game, it just feels floaty. No feedback at all. It is rather bizarre, must be said. So there's definitely been a better last lap. I'm definitely starting to get a bit more up to speed. You can see I've gained a touch on Lopez, like a 10th. So it's not a lot, actually, to be fair. The top 3 are really motoring along. I think because those are obviously going to be the 3 best they are, like I said, in the mod. So they are pretty much as good as like a Costa and Arbolino were in the base game. But up towards the line then, it's going to be P4 here as Diogo Moreira on the MotoGP 2024 mod. So, actually, we got the fastest lap on pace by the looks of it, 2:08.6, so a couple of tenths quicker than those guys at the front managed. But you can see, obviously, we haven't got it. I guess they give it to an AI further back with the simulated times. I've seen a 2:07 in there, 2:07.6 in Dennis Fodger, our teammate, in P26, 14 seconds off the win after 3 laps, which is pretty poor. I'm not gonna lie, I was 4 seconds off, so I guess maybe that kind of maybe scoped the field out a little bit. But he was 10 seconds behind me after 3 laps. It's pretty bad. But to be fair, I suppose I did kind of cheese it into turn 1. Like I said, maybe the difficulty was a bit low, but I wanted to have a little bit of a battle with the AI. There's no point in just jumping on and not be able to actually overtake anybody. But there you go then, guys. That is the Moto2 update for the 2024 mod. Should hopefully be out soon. I don't know what's happening in regards to Moto3 because I don't think I'll finish it if I try and start it, so I probably won't bother. I'm not too sure exactly what I'm going to do. I might make some sort of attempt at it. I might make some sort of attempt, but it's not going to probably be as detailed as I've tried to go with Moto2 here with everything with the mud guards and all that stuff. Maybe I'll just try and sort of strip the logos off quickly on the Moto3 bikes, but I guess we will see how it pans out. But hopefully you guys did enjoy that video. If you're new to the channel, please do like the video and subscribe because it really does help me out. And of course, it's a win-win for both of us as you get some more MotoGP game content in your subscription feed. I have got a few more videos planned for MotoGP 23. I'm going to try and ramp them up a little bit more as we approach that release of MotoGP 24 and try to hit the ground running with that game. I know I make these promises quite a lot, but I really am going to try to stick to it this time. I've got a different mindset going into the game, so hopefully I might enjoy it a little bit more and enjoy making the videos because of that more. Obviously playing the game, actually having a bit more fun with it, so I'll obviously make more videos that way, kind of like how it was with MotoGP 20 back in the day. Loved that game, made way more videos on it, so yeah, that's just, I guess, how it works out. But hopefully you enjoy the rest of your day. Hope you'll stay safe, and I shall see you in the next one.